Does Assassin's Creed Nexus VR set a standard for our future AAA VR games? If your answer is yes, let me ask you a few questions, and hopefully, at the end of this video, we'll be closer to an understanding. Before we get to those questions, we gotta start from the beginning. Let me start by saying, I have never played Assassin's Creed a day in my life. Console, PC, I've never even watched footage or gameplay of Assassin's Creed. So I was hyped to hop into Assassin's Creed Nexus, in VR let alone, for the first time ever with a clean slate. I was excited. I was ready to put my hand into this world and experience what a AAA VR game was supposed to be. So I went ahead in the Oculus store, I bought the game, ripped my bank account, and I booted it up and started recording for first impressions right away. And to be completely honest, we got a mixed reality experience, which I was not expecting. I can't show you too much of that because I'm not playing in my own space, but as cool and creative as it was, I was kind of let down just a little bit because I was expecting a little bit more besides the... But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. That was a creative implementation of mixed reality. And I hope we can see more of that in future VR games. Moving on past the mixed reality experience, we get our first steps into storytelling. I can say hands down that the storytelling in Assassin's Creed Nexus, that gave me the first taste of what AAA meant in VR. It may not seem much to you standing in a room listening to someone talk and walk in circles, but for the first time in a long time, I really felt immersed in VR at this very moment. And I've got to say, they hit the nail on the head with this one. The storytelling was compelling and I was immersed. Once you get through this amazing dialogue, you get thrown into the world, or should I say, memories of previous assassins in the world of Assassin's Creed. I've got to also hand it to Ubisoft when they do this. They made a really great environment in terms of how alive and the movement, everything was going on in this environment. And this is truly one of the few games where you can get a sense of presence in a VR environment. You've got NPCs walking around, talking, welcoming you into the city, workers working, you name it. You've even got birds in the sky flying around. Now, all of this may not look AAA, but they really did make it feel AAA. And I've got to give credit where credit is due. In my personal opinion, which you can strike me down for in the comment section down below, the only thing I felt it was a little bit lackluster in was how some of the random NPCs, there were absolutely no interactions besides just physical touch.
All new merchandise, just for you.
Alright, so let's see. Hello. Hello.
A pleasure doing business with you.
Hey.
Get your hands off me! Let go of me right now!
Do you know who I am, fool? You had NPCs talking to you, but you couldn't even engage in talking back. And I did feel a little bit of disappointment when they created such a great environment, only to find that you couldn't really do too much. And that leads me to one of the questions that I have all for you. Is this the level of interaction we should expect from a AAA VR game? Now bear with me, I do not hate Assassin's Creed Nexus. I had so much fun playing it. I don't want you all to get the wrong idea and to think I hate this game. By far, this game has given me the first glimpse of what the future of VR holds in terms of immersion, open world, gameplay. They did a lot right. Some things have to be said when we're paying money from our pockets for almost a premium VR game. This is $40 we're talking about. So I can continue on about the gameplay, the details, the mechanics, but that's not the point of this video. I just wanted to give my first steps in introducing my first impressions of the game and to ask the audience and the community of VR as a whole, does Assassin's Creed Nexus VR set a standard for AAA VR games that are yet to come? Some may say yes, some may say no, but this is where we get into those hard to ask questions that just need to be asked. I would like everyone who's watched up to this point so far to help participate in the comment section down below, as I do have a few questions. Whether you've played the game, completed the game, watched just gameplay of it, let me know your honest answers down below. Is Assassin's Creed Nexus really worth $39.99? Do you think this game is a true AAA VR game? Were there any areas you felt weren't AAA? Now, if you had to compare the mechanics, do you feel there were any innovations that came with the AAA label or studio that produced it? Whether that's fighting, movement, stealth, that you felt came from having a higher level studio, a AAA studio, make this game? Now, I could go on, but I don't want to be seen as someone who is hating this game. I want the future of VR to be something we all want. And I don't want it to be littered with microtransactions, games we're getting half-baked, where we have to pay another $40, $30, $20 for the other half of the game that makes it complete. I mean, think about the games in the old days, where we got full games, complete games, new textures, hand-drawn like textures, all that stuff. I want the future of VR to be something we are all excited and looking forward to. And while Meta is helping drive the future by giving us headsets, giving us games, and although it may not be the way we all want, we all have to voice our opinion, because we're going to be the people that are guiding the future. And it's our responsibility to make sure it goes in the direction that we want. If you all have stayed this far into the video, thank you for watching. I hope I didn't start too much controversy here. If you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing to join the mischief, join our community. We can make some groundbreaking changes to the VR community. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
I will not fail at. I heard Serafina and her men talk of Venice and their patron there, Francisco Rizzo. It is there that they have taken our stolen family treasures.
Then why do you waste your time here with me? Let Antonio know you are coming, and then on the road to Venice with you. Bring back what is ours, and show our foes the auditories are not to be trifled with.
You will see to Monteriggioni?
This will not be my first time rebuilding the city, brother. Go, and may the spirit of vengeance go with you.
Your end is at hand. You will not get away from me.
You won't get away from me. Not if I have my Bajanjo, but Bajanjo. Come back here. Woo! That was fun. It definitely felt so much higher than just that. That's actually pretty fun.